You're correct.
Okay.
Hey.
Oh!
Yeah.
The first sentence.
Exactly.
Go ahead, read it for the audience. Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Pointless Discourse with myself, Hoppocalypse, and Itisdpayne.
I'm in the middle of moving. Still.
And if you're watching on video, you can go back like 2 episodes and you can kind of see the whole progression. Does it feel like playing... is it unpacking?
No, because it's just packing.
Yeah, it'll feel like that for you in like a week.
Yeah, so I guess for timeline for people, we're not recording next week, which does not affect you guys because we're pretty much at this point almost a whole month.
We have waves of this. We're ahead by like 3 weeks, and then we're like, well, I think the best we've been is like almost 6 episodes because we want to take the holidays off.
Yeah. And then that just carried on like for a while, and then the end of August and September
I started going to book clubs, and you started having more activities on Wednesdays.
Yeah. So, but it's all good. Then, but the fun thing is, there's a couple of fun things about this episode. We have our quiz results. We took results, and now we have the quizzes. But in normal fashion for us, we took quizzes based on the long-standing series. I don't know what quiz we're gonna take for. I don't think we took a quiz for A24, did we?
I don't think so because I didn't. We watched so many movies that we were just like, and it's the end of the stretch.
Yeah, I bet there was like a quiz like, what A24 film should you watch?
And it would probably be one that we didn't watch for the series.
It would have been like Ghost Story 3.
Yeah. We need a movie company to have... we already have 2025 planned, so we need a movie company to come out with 26 in their names and to release 26 movies by 2026.
It can be done. So... Or maybe we'll just, we'll go back to our roots. We'll just go back to talking about candy canes and cheese.
A lot of cursed stuff.
Sometimes I do miss it, but at the same time, I really like what we do.
We had a lot less homework then.
Yeah. So, in our youth.
Once upon a time. When I was in a different room and I could get my lighting right and I didn't keep fighting with a stinking lamp.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I had mice run around the floor. It's crazy to think about it. Yeah, we started the podcast in my old apartment. Man, we've
1
been
or
doing
2
this
apartments ago. Because I thought you moved once, too, in between all of this. So
yeah, So I've been in this apartment for about 3 years. I was in my old apartment for 2, and we started that podcast. We started the podcast, I think,
during lockdown. I know that much.
Yeah. So, like, within my 2nd term there.
Okay.
I don't think that's the right word, but
You're
anyway,
just thinking about dark academia books. That's all.
Yeah. And so it's crazy. So. We're almost on year 4. Hold up. When was our first? I feel like I think this is right around the time we actually started. If I can open up the right window. In all our conversations, this is not what came up.
I mean, if we go to our page, right, and we go to...
Yeah, I'm clicking back on all the episodes. It's probably been easier to, like, go to where I have it on my phone. Alright, I made it to Alien. Oh, better off I'm in Over Garden Wall. Haiku. Horror Movie Showdown, Teen Books.
Can I not just sort by oldest episode on Spotify?
Nope. I'm almost there. Oh, okay. It was a lot earlier. It wasn't around this time. Our first episode was in May 4th, 2020.
So we missed our 4-year.
Yeah. It's okay. What was on May? That one we could just look at the spreadsheet.
It was childhood books. Or movies.
No, movies. No, I meant this year.
Oh, okay.
Where's the A24 thing? There it is. May, that's April. The closest one would have been May 6th, which would have been Talk to Me, with J2.
That's a good episode.
Mm-hmm.
Good movie, too.
Any episode with J2 is a good episode.
Oh, yeah, because we did the flip-flop. We put Everything Everywhere All at Once closer to Mother's Day. I was like, why is Everything Everywhere All at Once right after this? That's why.
Let's see. And then our first guest is Rainbow Light Bright.
Oh, I hope they're doing well.
She just put out on Instagram that she's evacuating because of the hurricanes.
I'm happy that they're in a place that they can evacuate. I checked in on a friend who lives in Orlando. They said they're going to hunker down because they're inland, so.
Yep. Night. I checked with them today. And similar thing.
Okay.
Yeah, so we had Rainbow. We would love to have Rainbow back, but she's like done with content creation. Which, good for her. Mm-hmm. Blackjack was our second guest. And then the Kathy feed. I thought System Chalk was our first. Yeah. I'm looking.
Something?
Did I forget to write his name? Oh, there it is. Okay, it was at the top, and like I scrolled through it. So System Chalk was our first. Rainbow was our second. Then it was Blackjack, and then Kathy. And then I think we had Kathy on us. I can't remember if Kathy was on twice or if we had, because Kathy was on for our 1-year anniversary when we did the cube test.
Yeah, where you psychoanalyzed us.
And then I told you my own results.
People can go listen to that episode if they want your results. That's how you plug it. You plug the podcast, Deepak.
Mm-hmm. So but there was that, and then thinking about it, I'm like, I don't know if that would still pertain, those results now. But now that I know the answers to everything, I can't really take it.
Nah, but a little bit biased. But are you ready to jump in, since we'll need to save a little bit of time at the end for our quizzes?
Yeah, I do have a quick question.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of wallpaper do you like?
I was going to say I haven't finished the short story, but my instinctive answer was going to be yellow.
That was one of the quizzes that we had. That was one of the questions.
I know. I didn't trust any of these. I just was we're just in it. But
I'm going to save that for when we get there, because I'm like, what? So
for anyone wondering, is it? Oh, okay.
If anyone was wondering, Hop was yawning.
And then
but now we rolled dice.
Yes, we have dice because we play a lot of tabletop role-playing games, and this lets us decide who gets to pick which of the two parts of the episode we get to talk about. This is our final episode in watching Season 1 of Courage the Cowardly Dog. We will not be continuing on to Season 2 unless you tell us you would like us to, because we have other movies planned for the upcoming holidays. So we're rolling a d20 and a d6 because it adds up to 26, and we see who gets higher.
Mm-hmm.
I rolled pretty well.
I've been trying to do the math.
What'd you roll on your d20?
I did the math. I rolled a 16 on my d20.
Mm-hmm.
What did you roll on your d20?
16.
Oh. What was your d6?
A 6.
You beat me by 1. I rolled a 5.
22 for me. So I get to pick the episodes. As much as I do remember and love the first episode, I kind of want to talk about the second episode because I had recently reread Shiver by Junji Ito, and the story kind of reminds me of that. So I'm taking the second story. You can
That's
have
fine.
the first one.
Yeah, I think the second story is the better story. So
The first one's just way more memorable.
Yeah. Okay, so Little Muriel. We open up this episode with a tornado warning, and but previously before this, everyone's kind of doing kind of like Hop was telling me, some house maintenance. Courage was fixing or painting Muriel's chair. Eustace was doing something in the basement, and Muriel comes out and she's like, "Oh, this is so great." Sits down in the chair. Tornado warning goes off, and lo and behold, what happens? It's not fast drying paint, it's fast drying glue. Muriel stuck to her chair, and to make matters worse, they can't even pick it up because it's glued. No, because Eustace is put a nail through the floor, nailing the chair to the floor, just to make sure that Muriel would not move. But in the ruckus, Eustace gets knocked out. Courage tries to wake him up, licks him, immediately regrets it. But Muriel gets picked up by the tornado. And there was one thing I was curious about. I'm like, did a whale fly through the door?
I wasn't sure what flew through the door, but they did not have much house left.
Yes, that's why it's the end of season 1. They had to rebuild the Eldritch Horror house. But anyway, Courage is chasing after the tornado as Muriel is just like, "Courage, help!" And he's running. Like first he has a pogo stick, which he jumps off a cliff because the tornado's like gets to a cliff edge, like nope, and turns around. He falls off. He comes back with a tricycle, and hits a rock, and the tires pop, and he just falls on the ground. Then he gets a kite and lets the winds pull him over, and that doesn't work, surprisingly enough. But then with the broken string of the kite, he goes and makes a trip line to where he trips the tornado, and it falls on its face, and Muriel is set free. Where I believe people should be trying that here in the States. It would probably help.
Maybe.
We'll see. But anyway, Muriel is on her chair's on top of this kind of like rock face little mountain thing, and so Courage charges up there to go save her, and just sees a bundle of clothes, just sitting there on the chair, and then all of a sudden, a little Muriel pops out where she very proudly and Scottishly says, "I'm Muriel, and I'm 3.5 years old." And so Courage brings Muriel back to the house where, by the way, at this whole point, I believe that Eustace is dead. He just straight up died. I also think there's parts where little Muriel sounds like Tommy Pickles. I could just hear it in some of the things that was said. But anyway,
it says that the voice actor for Little Muriel is the voice of Phil and Lil.
Oh my goodness.
So you're close.
Yeah. So I was thinking Rugrats. I just wrote Tommy Pickles. But anyway, throughout the course of this thing, we just learned how much of a brat your Muriel was as a child, and really makes you wonder what happened. Like what changed. And so let's see, first when she comes in, she's like, "I'm thirsty," and she's like, and Courage is like, okay, goes to get water. She's gone. Where is she? She's down sitting on Eustace as Eustace is waking up from the dead, and he's just like, "Oh, who is this?" And he's like, "I'm Muriel, I'm 3 years old." And he's just like, "What?" And he just like gets up real fast, smacks his head, dies again. So where Muriel then is Courage gets her upstairs to where she's bouncing on a board over. There's like a hole in the living room, and she's just bouncing on this board like a trampoline. And Courage is like, no. And
she's screaming, "Play with me!"
Yeah, play with me. And then Eustace starts to wake up again, and he's just like, "Stupid dog, what are you doing up there?" And Courage is just like not having fun, and his Muriel's just like, "Hello," and oh no, Eustace is like, "Where's Muriel?" And he's like, "I'm right here." And he's just,
I'm 3.5 years old.
yeah, and he's just, and Courage slips, lands on Eustace. He's just like, "Oh, what are you doing?" And then off-screen, Courage just looks up, freaks out, runs as Muriel pushes Eustace's chair off down into the hole. I really think Muriel is just trying to kill Eustace. I think that's just
it's been due.
Yeah.
You know, she deserves this.
Mm-hmm.
This is her inner thoughts.
Yeah. Untethered. So, and then there's the very famous scene where Muriel is asking for dinner, which is like macaroni, and Courage goes to make macaroni and cheese, and it's a constant like, more macaroni, more cheese, less cheese, more macaroni, less macaroni. Like, it reminds me, have you ever played the Zaboonies? I think that's what it's called. It was like this PC game that came out maybe like early 2000, late 90s, and you had to make like all these like creatures, and they were like a blob, and they either had like roller skates or a spring or shoes for feet, and had like different color eyes, nose, and like you had to like play all these pattern recognition games to get them to the end. I think that's what it's called, but it reminded me of that. I'll see if I can find a picture of it like when I'm done yapping.
Yeah, I don't recognize it, but that scene reminded me a little bit of the Rugrats. Not just because of her voice, but there's the thing that gets memed a lot where Stu is like up making pudding, and his wife is like, "What are you doing up making pudding?" He's like, "I lost all control of my life." Yeah. So that reminded me of it, because Courage has made like 7 iterations of mac and cheese that ultimately ends up being like completely ruined. And then the other thing it reminded me of is like the old tale with the porridge and the bears. This one is too hot. This is too Goldilocks. Cold. Yeah.
I found the game here. I'll send it to you. So finally Courage gets it right, where she smacks the plate of macaroni into his face, and he's like, "I don't like macaroni and cheese.
I hate it."
Yeah, I hate it. Oh man, I should just ask you to do little Muriel's voice, since you were so good at the other
Look.
We
didn't listen to Muriel give monologues for 2 hours about how he's a good man, so it didn't get ingrained in my brain as much as I'm a better father than you'll ever be.
My name's Little Muriel. I don't like your mac and cheese. Now get me some concrete.
I'm driving 3.5 hours. Muriel can't drive, but anyway.
I have to do what's right.
You're sounding a little bit closer to the girl from Brave. Have you ever wanted to change your fate?
I like Brave.
I haven't actually watched it. I've watched, I think, most of the rest of Pixar / Disney.
That'd be a fun series if there was an easy way to watch it, which I think is just giving Disney my money. But
we don't do that no more.
I do enjoy Brave. I'll just buy it off eBay. But anyway, all that being said, the Courage finally has enough. What?
Oh yeah, I was gonna say you left off at her throwing the mac and cheese.
Yes. Yeah. So Courage finally gets fed up, goes to the computer, and it's just like, "How do I change her vac?" And he's like, "Easy. You gotta go into a tornado that's spinning the opposite way." And he's like, "What?" "Yeah, just go to the southern hemisphere," and gives him a couple suggestions. And he's like, okay. And so they're on the plane. Muriel is running up and down the thing.
My
And
worst
it's
nightmare.
just, yeah. And I know this girl is in the parachute lady. I think she's in other episodes.
I've seen her. Yeah, I'll
But
look her up.
yeah, but she's like, I can't take this anymore. And jumps out of the plane as Courage is like, please just end my existence.
He's just staring.
Yeah.
It
And
says
then-
Parachute Lady was in Little Muriel, Courage Meets the Mummy, The Tower of Dr. Zalist, Record Deal, Curtain of Cruelty, So in Louvre Are We Two, Snowman's Revenge, King of Flan, and The Nutcracker.
She's like almost looks the most human out of anything we've normally seen.
This is true, yeah.
That's why she stands out. But yeah, so she leaves, and then shortly after, the pilot's like, I can't stand it either. You deal with it. And so Courage now has to fly, and pretty much like he just kicks Mary out of the cockpit. And it's also there's something just hilarious about this scene where he finds a tornado, presses the eject button, and we just get a scene of the airplane opening up and a child just drops out into a tornado.
Geronimo!
Yeah, and then just comes back around, catches her, and Muriel is normal size again.
Yeah, the part I liked right before he launches her is when he kicks her out of the cockpit. She's like, I'm thirsty, I'm hungry, I'm nauseous, I'm dizzy, I'm gonna blow chunks.
No chunks. Yeah, blow chunks. And Courage is like, I'm done with you.
I'm closing the door. I'm flying this plane.
Yeah, and so Courage is better. He starts to land the plane, but what's that? Eustace wakes up again, and he's like, what's going on? Where's Muriel? Where's my dinner? As it just kind of cuts between him and the airplane, and Courage, rightfully so, lands the airplane on Eustace, and he's just back in the just like, "Argh." And so it all closes. Everyone's just sitting there, and the TV's going on. The house is still destroyed, as the TV announcer comes back on, and he's just like, yes, the tornado emergency is over. The only thing left to worry about now is the giant tidal wave rolling across the plains as they turn around, and it's just this giant wave leading towards the house. And so they use Eustace as a surfboard, as Courage is holding Muriel, and he's just like, crazy weather we're having, huh? And that is the end of the episode.
Yeah, it's a pretty straightforward episode.
Yeah.
Pretty silly. I really only remember the parts where she's jumping on that board and the macaroni.
Yeah, that's all I remember too. Well, mainly just I only remember the macaroni. I was like, as soon as this episode started, I'm like, oh, it's this episode.
One. So I have to ask before we move on, was your niece like that at that age? Was she telling you your macaroni sucked and you had to keep readjusting your recipe?
I didn't really cook for her at that point, but she was a little bit hyperactive. And so I remember she was running around, and like I would be the uncle that I am, and well, stir the pot, get her all hyped up, and I'm like, I'm going home, bye.
Good luck.
But yeah, no, she had stages of that. Like normally, what it'd be is, she would, where my brother, where he lived at that point, they had a pool table, and so I would like run around the pool table, and she would chase me, or vice versa. So yeah, she did have endless energy, and then she still does. but yeah, it's now I think she has more of the like, it's like, okay, I want to watch TV, leave me alone, or whatever.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. So then, anything else you want to add, or are you ready to jump into the next one? I looked at the trivia. The trivia is okay.
Yeah. It's yeah, I don't think there really is anything. That's It's like, yeah, the pilot looks exactly like the sea captain from Club Cats. Okay. It seems like a lot of these things are references to later episodes in these things.
Yeah.
So, I think the only thing is the man on the TV dance. When they were watching TV, is a man dancing with a banana in his ears. Is John R. Dilworth, who's the creator of Courage. And so, yep. But yeah, I think everything else is other stuff. So the floor is yours.
The whole floor. Well, that's perfect for the great Fusili. So this is part 2 of this particular episode, where it basically opens where this like truck approaches the house, and everybody goes outside like, who is this? What is this? And it opens up to just an empty stage with like, what is it, like 3 seats, like theater style.
It was like 3 or 4. Yeah, it
And
probably changes between whatever
depending which scene. And yeah, it has like spotlights and everything, but it looks empty. And Eustace is like, bah, I got my TV. And then out comes, I guess, a crocodile? An alligator? With a fancy hat and cape, and he presents himself as the great Fusili. And he immediately drags Muriel in by saying that they could become stars to the show, and encourages them all to come up on the stage. And Muriel's like, oh, even me? And he's like, yes, come. And he's like, you can all be stars, and I won't be lonely anymore, essentially. So they all get up towards the stage, and sorry, I was double checking if I missed anything, but this plot summary immediately jumps to them rehearsing as clowns, and I feel like that jumps way far ahead.
Yeah, I think you're right. Like it's a pretty quick, like he shows up and he's like, oh, do you want to be stars? And then it's the normal, like Muriel's like, oh, I don't know, and Eustace is very much like,
bah,
no.
And then they get promised fame and money, and they're like,
and
okay.
He's like, all right.
Yeah, so the great Fusili hands them scripts, and Courage keeps getting like bad energy from all of it, which, you know, he should, because he's Courage and he's hyper like analyzing everything around him. But he tries to discourage everybody from participating, but they don't listen. And I believe that Muriel and Eustace go away to start preparing their script and reading their lines, and they're off screen for a little bit. And Courage ends up going onto the stage and decides to do like a little tap dance, and Fusili's in the audience and like gives him a clap, and you hear like a massive applause. And I think somebody asks like, where's the applause? And Fusili's like, the audience is always here. They're always here for you guys. So Courage in his little how would you describe his outfit? Like the
it's like a barber corset.
Quartet, yeah.
Quartet, not corset.
He's got his little like straw hat and the pinstripe suit, and when he hears the applause, he's like, you know what? Maybe I like this too. And he kind of gets roped into it. And out come Muriel and Eustace, ready to practice their lines, and they're dressed like clowns, where they have like overly sized hands, a lot of makeup and everything. And I believe they show the script, or I don't think they show the script yet, but basically they're like in their house. Muriel has a rolling pin and starts to like hit Eustace over the head with it, and Fusili's like, yes, it's so good, ha ha ha, I love this. Where there's like basically no lines to it. And I think it ends with Eustace having a pie thrown in his face. I watched these last night. I swear I was
Courage
awake.
does. I think you're getting some of the... I don't think him getting hit with the rolling pin happens yet.
I thought it was during that
act. No, because it's pretty much them like at home, because he calls it like the great...
The simple family.
The simple family. And it's them just sitting at home, and that's when he pulls up and he's just like the ooga booga booga, and
Muriel brings out, yeah.
And then that's when she hits him with the rolling pin, and then they drop a pie on Courage. That's why he goes off stage.
Okay, yeah. So, yeah. Apologies. I swear I watched this episode, but my brain is like mixing it all together now.
It's all good. You're still thinking of, hello, it's me, Muriel. I need concrete. Give me a 30-pound. Oh, man,
just follow the instructions in the manual.
All we need to do is find a way to interlock it with the cell, and we'll be good.
Interlock it?
Who?
I see what you did there.
Inception.
But yeah, so Eustace and Muriel are continuing the act, and like you said, Courage ends up off stage. And while Courage is off stage, he kind of wanders around in the back. And Fusili makes a comment to say, like, you'll be here just like all the other stars of my show. And Courage stumbles into the back of the caravan and sees a bunch of puppets that look very human-like. And he gets nervous, and he looks over to the side, and he sees that there's a little like hanging section where it has names from Eustace? Wow, I'm tired. Muriel, Eustace, and Doggy as hooks for them. And while Courage is looking into this, we see the theater masks, the comedy drama masks. Their mouths out come these strings, and they attach to Muriel and Eustace. And the puppets are made to do things like hit Eustace repeatedly over the head with a rolling pin. Mm-hmm. And then Fusili is up there controlling them. Wait. Yeah, Courage.
He chases Courage.
And then Courage ends up being able to hide in a jar of like makeup powder in one of the dressing rooms. And Fusili is like, you know what? Okay. And just goes up to the top of the stage and starts playing with the puppets, making them do all this stuff. And Courage, covered in this white makeup powder, comes up to the top of the stage. And Fusili is like, oh, a phantom! And is like super scared of him and tries to run away. And drops what he was doing with the Muriel and Eustace puppets. And then Courage ends up chasing Fusili down, and he himself ends up becoming a puppet, trying to act out in the show and everything. And then Courage decides to not...
Oh, now, brown cow.
Oh, that's the line that he makes Muriel say, yeah.
Yes.
And then Courage, rather than trying to fix the situation, just brings Muriel and Eustace home as they are, and decides to live his life out as if it's normal, but he's puppeteering everybody. So he's like sitting on Muriel's lap and gets up from her lap and then like moves the puppets around, and then has Eustace bring out the Oogie Booga mask and do all that, and then Courage gets back in Muriel's lap and then pretends to be scared, and then he ends it with, oh, the things I do for love. Yeah, and I did, like you said, like this one's kind of like a better story. It's a story from beginning to end instead of just Muriel being put through a silly situation and brought back home again. But if you or any of the listeners have read the Shiver short story collection by Junji Ito, there's one about people that turn themselves essentially into puppets in a house and a family of traveling puppeteers. And this reminded me a lot of that, so I liked it. It was a pretty solid story.
I was writing, like, if this wasn't like a cartoon, this would be a really fun like horror film. Mm-hmm. Like just drawn out a little bit. I haven't read Shiver. I don't think I own. No, I can't check because it's in one of the million boxes over there. But I think I know I have Uzumaki, and I think I have. It's not Uto or Ito. Ito's his name. Gio, yes, that's the other one I have.
Fish people.
But no, I was just sitting there thinking, it was like, man, this would be a really interesting, like, short, like, not even short film. Like, I think this would be a really neat, like, horror film. Mm-hmm. Like, a little bit bigger on there and just, like, building up the stage. And then it's just, like, that late second act twist that leads into the third where it's just, no, the people missing are now, like, actors of this roadside.
Yeah, I wanted to make a joke. I'm still yawning. I'll get there.
That's not a joke.
I wanted to make a joke. I was like, is Muriel Pearl? Because this is the second time that someone has promised Muriel that she could be a famous actress.
What if you star? I guess we need to watch Maxine at some point.
It is an A24 film.
It's also the next in a series that we've watched.
Well, the other one was a prequel.
Yeah, and
So
this one is a
sequel.
sequel. And we watched the mid-call. I don't know what it would be. I don't know. I think most things that I've heard about Maxine are good.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's one of those things. If you liked the other movies, I'm sure that one's a good continuation of it. I just thought they were okay.
Yeah. It's no Alien. You know they're coming out with... Wait, I think I sent it to you. Alien Earth.
Is that the
TV show.
TV series?
Yeah.
Yeah, you did send that to me.
Yeah, I send you things and I don't remember what I send.
I don't reply to all of them, so that's just as much.
You don't really reply to any of them unless we're talking.
Sometimes I assume it's just that you've sent me something as I want to remember to talk about this later.
Not the TikTok I sent you.
Oh, you weren't saving the Over the Garden Wall one for a reaction from me?
No, I just was like, oh, man. And I sent
cute.
it. Yep. That's something I'm going to have to do when I move, is watch Over the Garden Wall.
And they're probably going to have their claymation short by then.
Wow. I don't know where I'll watch it.
Yeah, I don't know where it's airing, but my niece also sent me a link to it. But is there any fun trivia for this episode?
This is the only episode where Courage is unable to save either Eustace or Muriel. However, he could save them later on since he still has access to the computer to find a magical way to restore them to their human form. That's just assumption.
Assumption, yeah.
I hold my theory of, no, it's the house, the land is an Eldritch being, and Eustace and Muriel is the conduit, and so that is how they get restored.
Yeah, but this would be a great series finale.
Oh yeah, like I was thinking, like this would be. It almost feels like, all right, if we don't get renewed for a second season, there's
no reason to have to revisit this.
Yeah. And apparently, oh, here we go. The Great Facility originally going to be a series finale, but the show continued on for another season. If that didn't happen, this is how the series would have ended according to various theories. So we're not the only ones who thought that. And apparently there's 3 versions of the Ooga Booga mask in this episode. The first one is a normal variant used in the open scene. The second one is in the simple family scene. The mouth is a bit narrower than the previous one, and the eyes are a bit lowered. And the third, used in the ending, the mask is a bit smaller, with the mouth being narrower than the former 2. Didn't realize that. So, but yeah. So, are we gonna talk about some
quizzes?
Some quizzonies?
Yes. So I just looked up the 3 top searches for Courage the Cowardly Dog quizzes. So one is from BuzzFeed, and the title is "Let's find out which Courage the Cowardly Dog character you really are." So before we jump into these, Dpayne, who do you think I got in this one?
I'm gonna say I didn't know that my answer was an option, so I legitimately have no clue.
Oh, it's not just one of the main characters?
No, mine is not a main character. So I'm guessing you got a main character?
I did get a main character.
Okay. Eustace?
Wow. What do you think of me?
I don't know. I was just trying to think of what would be the funniest thing. That or cats.
That would be a very fun one. No, I got Muriel. Apparently, I am a damsel in distress. I'm kind, hardworking, and loyal. And it's the picture from the intro on black and white on the TV with Courage on Muriel's lap on the rocking chair.
All right.
So, if I were to guess who you got, it's not a main character. You didn't know it was going to be an option.
Yep.
I'm going to say the Ghost Whispering Cat psychic.
Oh, that would have been fun.
Who did you get?
I got the Queen of the Black Puddle.
Oh, okay. Go ahead and read out your paragraph.
You're the Queen of the Black Puddle. You're otherworldly, siren temptress who resides within the supernatural Black Puddle. Your sinister goal is to seduce men gradually until you eventually manage to guide them into your puddle. Once there, you'll eat them.
Wow.
As
What's your seduction tactic?
Oh, hey! Have you seen Locke?
Did you say that your friends describe you as sexy? Is that what?
No. I hold up.
Which question do you think was the one that tipped it off?
I don't know.
This?
Hold on. I did.
Was your hobby eating?
Yes. Let's see.
me
Because okay,
Did
I'm
you
gonna
pick the
retake the quiz.
bathtub?
Okay. How did my friends describe me? I clicked kind-hearted. That's
Okay.
what I did. Pick a hobby. I said eating. What would I buy? I chose the chair, the blue chair.
Blue chair.
Yeah, the favorite ice
That's
cream.
a useless answer, but go on.
Yeah, but like, I'm not going to a store to buy scissors or whatever this other thing is. That didn't help. I had no clue what the heck this store was. I don't even know how to pronounce it.
Anthropology.
Oh, okay. Puligi. Ice cream, vanilla, drink, lemonade. It was either lemonade or water. I was tied between those two. And then wallpaper, I chose the gray cube.
Diamonds.
Yeah, the gray diamond one. Did you chose the rabbit one?
Yeah, duh.
Yeah, I figured. It said, where would you rather work? I think I chose none of these. And then what would I do on a sunny day? I think I said hang out with my bestie because my TV's not even plugged in. I don't have a garden. I hate fishing. I don't want to swim. And I cut my own hair. So, then
is Fred an answer? Visit the hairdresser?
Oh, that might have been one. Yeah.
Wow.
And then lastly, favorite color. I chose black because that's most of my wardrobe.
Oh, you picked black and eating. That must have been the two that got you the black puddle.
I'm curious if I choose... Oh, wait, I got to refresh it. If I choose everything the same, but choose water... Which that also feels like it fits.
Could be the Queen of the Black Puddle, yeah.
Yeah, because I guess I also chose the monotone black wallpaper. None of these. Black. Yeah, I got it again. So, yeah.
Just in your soul of souls, that's who you are.
I'm a seductress. I know what my siren call would be. Hey, you guys want to watch The Cell?
You suck their souls right out.
Yeah.
All right. So then the second quiz I found for us is on Pro Profs Quizzes, titled "Which Courage a Cowardly Dog Character Are You?" You want to take a guess at who I was on this one?
Okay, so this one was villains, right?
No. This is the regular one. The last one I took was the villains one.
Okay.
This is that middle one. That was like...
So
had like 4 options and it was pretty bad.
Okay, so I think this took me to a different quiz.
Oh,
okay. I see what happened. Give me 1 second, and I'll take this quiz.
Did you not take this one? What happened?
It took me. I think I accidentally clicked something where it was like, do trivia about the quiz, and I'm like, okay, this is a weird thing.
It's a weird format.
Okay, let's see. Well,
it's only 8 questions.
8 questions.
Yeah.
Okay, pick favorite color out of the following. I'm gonna choose green. Yes, I'm doing the quiz. Thank you. Yeah, start. Oh, wait, what happened?
There's a lot of ads. I did it on mobile. I didn't do it on PC.
What do I enjoy doing the most? Scheming is a funny one.
Yeah. You are a DM.
Yeah. I don't know. Scheming, reading, or playing games. What do I enjoy the most? Scheming. I'll say scheming because of my DMing. That's fun.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait. I already did the color question. It chose green. The word that best describes you. Grumpy. It depends who you ask. I'll do hardworking. That sounds somewhat right. What do you dislike the most? Oh, mac and cheese. There we go. That's right in there.
Macaroni.
Macaroni. Seeing how much of a funk I was put in when I had to spend all this money. I'm getting used to this. I already know the way I'm answering these questions. I'm getting used to this. Losing money. What do I enjoy the most? Eating, cooking, watching TV, dressing up. Oh, it's a tie between eating and cooking. I'm going to choose cooking because I like what I cook. Best suits your personality. Stubborn, gentle, smooth, cowardly. One of those is a little bit on the nose. I'll say stubborn. Best known for... What are you best known for? Dogs. That's not an answer.
Like I said, this one wasn't great, but it came up as a top search result, so I was like...
I'll do being good cook. People like my food. Okay, now I could be getting married. It's a tie between the two old people. Favorite phrase? Which phrase is your favorite? Stupid dog. No dogs allowed. Oh my. The things I do for love. I don't like any of these.
They're all a bit on the nose.
Yeah. Where's the 1d4? Hey, my favorite is oh my.
I'm gonna guess you get Muriel.
Yeah. Yep. You got Muriel. You're a sweetie. You're a sweetie and you have the biggest heart ever. You love cooking and love hanging out with your pet.
Twinsies.
Ah. That's 2 for 2 for you.
I know. I guess I'm Muriel. You've got a mixed bag, so
yeah.
we have the villain quiz, so there's a chance you got two of the same answers.
I wish it told us what the fourth option was for this. Like, because there's Muriel.
Maybe
oh,
it's cats.
Yeah.
Because dressing up.
Dressing up. No dogs allowed.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So
I'll say.
go ahead.
I was going to say this quiz. I'm not a big fan of how they described my option, but there's nothing I can do about it. I also this quiz.
Oh, you mean the one coming up, not the one that you just took?
No,
okay.
Yeah, the one coming up. What villain we are. Not a big fan of how they described the character I got, but at the same time, this one made no sense whatsoever to me.
It's totally fine. I just winged right.
You gave it the college try.
Good old college try. But yeah, as Dpayne alluded to, this one is a U quiz one where it's which courage villain are you? So, Dpayne, you can go ahead and try and guess me first.
Alright, so... I'm trying to remember them all, because I remember seeing it. Will it tell me the results if I click on there again? Because I remember... This one actually told you the results.
Yeah, how likely it is you got somebody. Nobody got King Ramses.
Yeah, 0%. I did see that, so that one's easy. Trending right now. What disorder I think you have? Okay. Let me just see. I just want to click a bunch of these. Watch, I'm going to click random things here, and I'm going to get King Ramses. Totally.
How is that going to help you guess who I am?
Because it's going to give me the what's...
Oh, okay. I have the tab open of the possibilities. Do you want me to give you the list?
I chose random ones, and I got cats. Okay, I have it here. So let's see. Just for the crowd to know, there's... Cats, LeQuack, Fred, D Lung, he's a villain. I don't know. Cajun Fox and King Ramsey. Now you know what? It could say 0%. It could, but there is a little bit of a bar, so there might be a very very small percentage. But
It rounds
compared to
down.
everything, yeah. Let's see. If I had to guess, part of me wants to say the Quack.
I did get LeQuack.
Nice.
So did you get LeQuack too or no?
No.
Okay. So here's his little scheming fingers. And the description is, you have manipulative tendencies. You are much stronger than you appear, but it doesn't matter because no one likes you, LOL. So I wonder what your description is, because I didn't like mine. Nobody
Alright.
likes me.
You want to guess?
Okay. I'm going to guess you got Fred.
You're correct.
Okay.
Hey.
Oh!
Yeah,
The first sentence.
exactly.
Go ahead, read it for the audience.
Hey, Fred was my result. You are an incel. You have no friends. You are manipulative and like to cause trouble for fun.
You do like to cause
The
trouble
last
for
one,
fun.
yes. Yes, the last one I will fully, yes, I agree with that.
You are in a relationship, so the beginning does not apply to you.
Mm-hmm. And so I was just like, what? And like, I'll admit, I was like answering the questions, but I'm like, man, these questions don't make sense. So,
But I prefer quizzes where it's not obvious what's going to happen to you.
oh yeah. But this one was just, so I'm like, I don't even know what I'm clicking with this. So, yeah, it was,
So
it was
we
just
don't
that,
have
just that
anything
first part. I'm just
Yeah.
like, oh, okay.
We have no conclusive evidence of who you are in the show, though. That's all I've come to learn. I'm
Yeah.
apparently Muriel.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I do have LeQuack's hair color.
That's how you got it.
Oh no, we both took the drink break at the same time. There's no one in to fill the air. Okay, I'm going back in.
All right. Me too. No. All right. Well, that is the end of Courage. But now we get to introduce our next series, which
Does
might
it have
be
a
a little.
name? We never have a name at this point.
We never have a name until it's like halfway through recording. You know what? I have a name for it. Because what we always called it was, okay. So we'll probably say this again when we start it, but when we were looking at this, we knew that Courage was going to be like our Halloween thing. By the way, everyone, happy Halloween, because I think this comes out right around there.
Go eat some candy corn for us, because I'm
Yeah.
sure not going to eat any.
Yeah. so we were like, okay, well, if we're gonna end that, because like we normally do September, October for Halloween, and then November there really isn't a lot of like Thanksgiving
We've tried.
stuff.
We've
yeah,
tried.
I found the spreadsheets of some of that stuff. But we're like, okay, what if we combine November and December into a winter? Well, first it was a Christmas thing. And so we were like, what if we do this? This has been on our list, this certain subject, for like 3 years, maybe 2. It's been on the list, like maybe we could do this for a while. And so this year we're like, we're finally going to do it. But then we realized there weren't enough Christmas versions of the media we wanted to watch.
Yeah, nothing specifically centered around the holiday.
So we expanded it to winter themed. And even then, that was
was a
still
bit rough.
There's
We-
one of them I'm looking on here. I'm like, oh, I never watched it, but I don't know how it's a winter
We'll
themed.
figure it out. But, I mean, we have one for sure Christmas movie.
Yes.
It's the anime Christmas movie.
It's the one that is on everyone's list. Yes, we are doing winter anime, 20,000.
And you wrote, we trusted the internet, don't yell at us. So
Yes.
maybe we'll be proven wrong once we actually watch them. But
We'll call it anime winter, and then parentheses WTTIDYAU.
And then we'll say it once every episode. So
Yeah.
if anyone wants to find
Even
out
for
what that
guests.
means. Yeah.
Well, just like how they had the Christian bracelet WWJD. Well, that's what it'll be our first and only merch. WTTI, comma DYAU. That's a. Can you imagine getting that as a T-shirt and he's like, "What's that mean?" It doesn't matter. But yes, we are doing winter anime, or what did I just say? Anime winter. I don't know. We'll see if that sticks in like the 2 weeks when we got to record the next episode.
In the anime, at one point they should be cold. We should see
there should
animated air.
Mm-hmm. This will also be like the most anime I would have watched in a while. So, we would say what episode we're watching first, but we don't know that yet. We are still waiting. We have 2 more people we're waiting to hear back from that is going to lock in guests, and then we are going to get our order set up. The only one that is set up, that is locked in, is the one that comes out 2 days before Christmas.
The Christmas one.
The Christmas one. Yep. And all you have to do is just type in anime Christmas movies and look at more than 2 lists, and you'll be able to find out. Actually, some of them I think are on multiple lists. But anyway, I don't know. We're excited for it, and yeah, then we're gonna have a fun shindig for whatever it's called. What's that thing? Oh yeah. Then we're bringing it into New Year's, and then we start the biggest project that I think we've ever attempted.
Yeah, we thought A24 was a big project.
A24 was the like
Precursor.
Yeah, the what did they call it? The
prologue.
No, the wooden like marijuana is the drug that leads into
Gateway.
them. Gateway. Our gateway into what we're doing next. So
yeah, it's literally a year-long project, so.
Mm-hmm. And it will probably come out worse because of it.
We'll not want to watch movies for 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
Because after we did A24, we were just like, let's talk about books. Let's talk about other media.
Yes,
Let's watch
so
TV shows.
2025 will be the year of the movie. 2026 will be the year of anything else. But yeah, that is it, everybody. We'll see you next week when we talk about one of these movies that's on the list I'm looking at that we're both looking at right now, because I can see Hop's square.
Yeah. I was expecting you to say see you next season.
Oh.
But our seasons are not equal length.
Didn't. True. Yeah. I always wondered if I went back and like put every time we had like I look at our show kind of like when you look back at Dragon Ball Z, where it's like they had the
silly discussion arc.
Well, I was thinking, what is it? They had the Saiyan saga, and then like pretty much how they split it up into sagas.
I always thought they did the sagas by the. Well, I
villain.
always personally did it by the villain. Yeah.
Yeah, but like that would be like whatever our series was. So it's like we have our quiz saga, and then we have what was the first TV show? Because that's kind of what kicked it all off.
Was it Over the Garden Wall?
I think it was Over the Garden Wall. So we had the Over Garden Wall saga, which led into Better Off Ted.
And then Gravity Falls.
Well, no, then we did. That's when we did Alien.
Was there a TV series?
We did.
No,
we did.
I thought you were saying different TV series that we've done, and then different movies.
Yeah.
Because I think a Halloween bracket was when we got into movies.
Yes, Halloween movie bracket was that, and then we did Haiku or whatever you pronounce it.
As our little
Yep. That
tier list saga.
That
because we did that one. We did the Stardew tier list.
Yep.
And then we kind of did tier lists within our like quiz saga too.
Yeah, tier lists were fun. I'm planning a whole internet show after I move that's based off that whole idea. You're invited if I can think of one that would bring you in.
Mass Effect characters. What?
I'll do it. I now know him now. Yep. Except everyone on chat be like, "Whoa, Hop, you're back." No, stop talking to me. You bring out the spray bottle and start spraying your webcam.
I have one in the other room. It's only filled with water, so I could use it. Because I have a plant. I haven't been taking great care of it because I've moved it between rooms, so it's not as happy. But I do have a spray bottle for it because I have it on a moss pole.
I was thinking about getting a plant when I moved into the new apartment. That's as far as I got because I did need to get into the new apartment.
Maybe the dedicated listener will surprise you.
True. But I mentioned it as well. I'm like, maybe I'll get a cactus. I don't have to do much with a cactus. But I don't know. I saw like someone do like a room tour, like they were doing a house tour, and they went into like their editor's room. Like it was OTV. That's what they were doing, and their editor, like they went in there, and it was just like very green, and because all the plants, I'm like, that looks cool. I'm not that committed. But anyway, we're gonna go before sleepy time hits us all. So thank you, everyone. I hope you have a good night, good morning, good evening, whatever they say in the Truman Show. And we'll see you next time. Bye.